How can Hachimura bust? He's got all the basics. He's got all the fundamental skills.
Guys bust all the time in the NBA.
Yeah, but
it happens.
A lot of times it's more on potential. They're just great athletes. This guy's got all the requisite I don't see how he could bust. I think he's going to be I'm not saying he's going to be a star. I think this guy looks like he could be a solid 10-year pro.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, anything beyond that would be gravy.
Right. Look, there are different levels, and a successful draft doesn't mean you have to get somebody who's going to be an all-star. Like, would you be happy if you drafted somebody who's a Trevor Ariza type? Trevor Ariza's been a solid pro.
He's had a long career.
He's never been an all-star.
Right.
But he's a contributor.
Right.
I think that's kind of his floor. Will he get to all-star level when Chauncey Billups says he's a young Kawhi Leonard? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not banking on that. I just think he's going to be a 10-year plus pro.
But I was thinking about this, and I'm asking you this off the top of your head. Who is the last athlete that you were invested in? Like you felt like he was your guy. You really
Robert
wanted
Griffin
to be
III.
successful.
Yeah, Robert.
That's an easy
you
one.
were really in
Robert.
RG3.
Yeah, all in on Robert.
See, to me, and it was like, why did I become a Dirk Nowitzki fan? It wasn't like I was fascinated with this guy's game. I'll tell you why. I saw a special on TV where an American team of college stars played a German team.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought it up on the show when we were a nighttime show. And you guys ridiculed me.
Mocked
and then
you.
when
There's
he
a lot
got
of
drafted, again, killed me. So I became invested in, I want this guy to be successful. And then I began to like him and root for him. But it all started off of, it wasn't like I knew anything about German basketball.
You stumbled upon him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is correct or not, but you might have even mocked the fact that he was traded for tractor trailer. Like, why would you get that German guy?
Possibly.
And back then, it was like, oh, he's a white guy. He's from Europe. No chance he's going to be good. So he became my guy. So that's the last guy I was invested in. Yours was RG3. How about you, Cakes? Who you been invested in that you just really wanted to succeed in the pros?
and then didn't? Or it didn't matter if they did or not?
Just who became your guy before they were anything. Because really, this is before he's anything. You didn't root for Rui Hachimura at Gonzaga.
I'm not that crazy.
Right.
I'm not like
Bol
all in on him.
would have been your guy.
I mean,
like you'd have been invested in Bol.
I got kicked out at Bol.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that I was fully invested on. I really wanted Kwame Brown to work out when he was the number one pick, and he was a big flame-out disaster.
I'll say years ago,
but
Stevie
I don't think
Francis.
I don't think I was super heavily invested in him.
Stevie
I guess I
Francis.
was. He was a wizard.
Walt Williams. Right. You know, I'm going back, like in my Maryland days.
Yeah, but even in recent years, if you think of guys who you really loved or maybe wanted the Wizards to have.
I'm trying to think. With the Wiz, I was
there's no chance you're a Troy Brown guy.
No.
There's just no chance.
But Googs, he lived up to what his draft billing.
You think Hachimura is maybe a little Googs-like or no?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the range right now because I remember Googs being such a good three-point shooter.
So is he? He's had 45%.
I agree with the percentage, but Googs probably was more volume.
Yeah.
But sure, I think
that's not a bad
comp.
Like
I said, I brought up Tommy Hammonds. It's just kind of like one of those forwards who can be a good contributor.
Googs might have been a little bit bigger, maybe. I feel like Googs was maybe like 6'10".
By the way, should mention, so we've got Scott Brooks joining us at 8:40. And we'll talk Wizards. Then Paul Rabel's join us in studio.
Yeah, can't wait.
Premier Lacrosse League. And then later in the program, we'll get back to the Wizards with Chase
I know who it is. Now that you're bringing back the Googs, I thought Calbert Chaney was going to be.
That was your guy.
I think I was more invested than I should have been in Calbert Chaney.
The most got the better view.
Oh, he's a super
And
stud
I'm kind of bringing this up because, look, this is a way. These guys in the break room, they're dying because Funny Danny, apparently a minute before the draft was like, all of a sudden, the guy who couldn't pick any attributes for a player who said it's all about 4 years from now, with a minute before the draft, all of a sudden became a huge Cam Reddish guy.
Cam Reddish.
Right? There's no
Maybe he secretly wanted him all along, but he didn't let it out until the very end.
But they're afraid he's not going to go all in on the radio.
Well, he should do that on his show
talk
today.
About it, so, or he could just come back and address. He can address it here because he's now invested.
Well, he's now anti.
But it's I don't know.
Hachimura,
if
right?
He's not anti Hachimura, but he's invested in Reddish. Like deep down, he wants.
Maybe
Reddish
that was his guy all along.
To say, see, they should have taken my guy.
When you go that
Reddish.
route, you have to root for what you've tweeted.
Right.
You have to. So no matter what he says.
So even
Cam Reddish has to be better than Rui, or it's bad news.
But that runs counter to his DC fandom. He's a Wizards fan. He couldn't care less. Did Reddish go to the Hawks? He's a Hawk now, right?
I
Cam
think.
Reddish, or do you get dealt?
Yeah, you know what? I got to check the tweets because for some reason the peanut gallery over here.
You always want to
Graham
get
is particularly sensitive.
You want your argument to win, but deep down you should want your team to win more.
No, sometimes you want your argument that trounces. Your ego
I
can't
always
allow.
want my team to win over an argument.
I don't care if you're upset about the Rui pick. I'm making a list. Eric was my muse with the Tiger Masters thing. I'm going to revisit this when he's an
Thank
all-star
you.
in 4 years.
When he's an
Save all the
all-star.
tweets.
So
Save
here's
all
what,
the tweets. I've already bookmarked them.
Here's
But
what
Danny ricked me because, again, he sat on the bench, on the sidelines, let everyone else pontificate, make picks, and say who the Wizards should draft. And all he did was beg for Ernie to get fired, and he didn't want to put himself out there. And then when Rui gets picked, he suddenly throws up his arms when he sees everyone else complaining. Oh, he'll jump in on that, too.
Yeah, I'm looking at his tweets.
Oh, you think he's complaining after everybody else?
Well,
Yeah, it's just, I mean,
Well, he didn't go out on a limb until they made the pick.
He sat on the bench. That's a good reference. So apparently, here's what happened. I'm looking at Funny Danny's tweets right now. So right before the Wizards are about to pick, he has the Sean William Scott. Yes, and he writes
Stifler. Just call him Stifler.
he's got
That's everybody knows who he is.
Reddish at 9, and then after he has Kanye West looking disinterested, and then he asked, "Did we even get Gonzaga's best player? No, even better, their second best player."
Drab strongly disputes that.
doesn't even matter. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yes, that's a really
was
dumb
Devin Booker
argument.
the best player on Kentucky? Was DeMarcus Cousins? Was Russell Westbrook? No, 6 man. That's a dumb take, Danny.
Was it Zion wasn't even the best player on Duke this year? RJ Barrett was.